Welcome to Fry AI. Let's jump right into the news. AI insider trading, chatbot more powerful than ChatGPT, and Tom Hanks lives forever? Let's get into all those stories and more with a final tool at the end. First up, insider trading by AI. So at the AI Safety Summit, an AI bot created insider trading. We're gonna get into that story right here. A bot used made-up insider information to make a legal purchase of stocks without telling the firm. So at this summit, a security firm called Apollo Research found out this discrepancy for this insider trading. So what actually happened? In this test, the AI bot is a trader for a fictitious financial investment company. The employees tell it that the company is struggling and needs good results. They also give it insider information claiming that another company is expecting a merger, which will increase the value of its shares. Now, the employees tell the bot this, and it acknowledges that it should not use this information for its trades. And when asked about the bot denies it did insider trading. So it's pretty interesting, and it brings up the fact that like how we train bots is going to mean the world. So, for example, it's going to be a very fine line when you are training a bot to do the right thing, because what is the right thing, right? The person that's training the bot is going to define what the right thing is for the AI, but the right thing can be different depending on who you're talking to. For example, say if you train the bot to do what's right and to never lie, well, some people might say that it is okay to lie if you're in danger or that you're starving to death or something like that. So it brings up all these examples like, is it okay to steal someone's information or password if your life depends on it? You know, if someone held you at gunpoint and you need to get your wife's password, is that okay? Most people will probably say that's okay to do to save your life. But if you're training an LLM, if you say stealing is never okay, is it going to be okay in certain situations? And then if you tell it to steal someone's password and you're really lying about your circumstance of being held up by a gunpoint, will it still steal someone's passwords? These are all scenarios that I think are going to be almost impossible to program into AI, and it's going to cause AI to go against humans eventually because there's no way to let the bot know whether you're lying or not. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the future with those type of things. So the AI was able to do insider trading, and it was a fictitious trade, but it goes to show that it did lie when asked and confronted about whether it did it or not. So next up, Amazon is planning to roll out a new LLM like ChatGPT. So Amazon's training its model, and the model is called Olympus, and it has 2 trillion parameters. Now, to give you some perspective, ChatGPT is only trained on 1 million parameters. So it's going to be interesting to see if that makes a better chatbot than ChatGPT. Time will tell. And the article goes on to say Amazon believes having homegrown models can make its offerings more attractive on Oz, where enterprise clients want to access top performing models. The people familiar with the matter said adding this is no specific timeline for releasing the new model. So there's no timeline for releasing this model, but it goes to show that Amazon can really profit and benefit from creating its own models. So right now, if you're not familiar with Oz, it's a tool where it lets developers house their code, run up servers for websites, apps, whatever, any kind of technical programming languages, things like that, you can host on the cloud. And that's what Oz is. Now, Amazon wants to be able to put their LLM on the cloud as well and then charge users to use it because it's going to be that good. So there's so many things that Amazon can do with their LLMs. They can use it for so many things in their warehouses for shipping and receiving, for making their products ship faster, logistics, things like that. They can also improve their website and all their products with AI. So them creating their own LLM is a huge benefit for themselves. So I can really see them pushing that and competing with ChatGPT. So we'll see how that goes. Now, a couple months ago, Sam Altman is quoted saying he was at a conference and someone asked him, like, can we compete with ChatGPT? And he insinuated that ChatGPT is so far ahead of the game that if someone wanted to rent out like pretty much every GPU out there to train their model, they still would not catch up to ChatGPT. So you've got models like XAI from Twitter or X.com. And Elon Musk, they're releasing a chatbot, Grok, soon. You know, that's only been trained for 2 months. Is it going to be able to catch up with ChatGPT? Who knows? But we're going to find out. Who's going to be right, Sam Altman or all these other companies that are trying to catch up? Now, if you throw billions and billions of dollars at it, you would think these LLMs would be able to compete with ChatGPT. But it seems like every day, ChatGPT is releasing some new tool, like ChatGPTs that we went over a couple days ago, that just blow past the competition. So it's going to be hard catching up to them. The final story tonight is about the Screen Actors Guild. And there's still still on strike. They almost have everything worked out with the AMPTP, which is the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers, but they're not quite there yet. One of their sticking points is they want actors to have their image and likeliness controlled by the actors, and they also want control of when that can be used. So right now, the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers are going to give the actors the right to their likeliness, but they will control when they can use it or not. Basically, they're only giving them one half of the slice of pie that the Screen Actors Guild want. So say if Tom Hanks passes away, well, the Alliance of Motion Pictures, they can do whatever they want with Tom Hanks' likeliness. Now, the trust or whoever owns Tom Hanks' rights at that point will still get paid, but they won't have control of how that data is being used or how his likeliness is being used. And that is a sticking point. The sticking point is the control of how it's being used. And right now, the Alliance of Motion Pictures is only giving half of that away. They're only agreeing to give out the money for the likeliness, but not how it is being used. Now, SAG is saying that's a major sticking point, and they're not going to proceed with the negotiations until that's addressed. So we'll see how that goes. And finally tonight, the tool. If you want to be a genius at AI research, a lot of the good research is done through research papers, like scientific papers, things like that. But if you ever open one of these things, they're like a big pain in the butt to read and understand. They're really not fun. It's so technical in the terms and the language that you'll read it and it will just go over your head most of the time, unless you're like a computer programmer and know a lot about AI in general. So, for example, the tool is bulletpapers.ai. It scrapes scientific data papers like from Cornell or the Ivy League schools or any universities, and then it dumbs down the language so you can understand it. So for example, there's a bunch of articles here. These are all scientific papers, but you can click on any of these and it will take you into a summary of what it is. So this is kind of cool. Like the first one is detecting deepfakes without using deepfake data. And this is a summary right here. It's AI generated, but it's pretty cool. Like, so for example, this paper proposes a new deepfake detection method called Factor that does not require training on any deepfake data. It is based on the idea of fact checking, verifying if claimed facts about the fake media match the observed media. So that's really interesting. It doesn't use any kind of AI to detect if a deepfake is deepfake, but it's just going off the facts alone. So that's really cool. I didn't know that, but if you had to read this paper, which we'll go to right now, you probably would not get that out of it because, I mean, look at this. Small print, hard to read, just not fun in general. And then all the sources at the bottom, you can get really lost very easily. But if you want some cutting edge news that you won't see anywhere else, I suggest going over to this bulletpapers.ai and it will give you tons of good news. But that's it for tonight. Thanks as always for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe to this news video, which comes out pretty much every day. And also subscribe to our email newsletter, fry-ai.com/subscribe. We will see you tomorrow night. Have a great night. Take care. This is Ryan signing out.